Eywa did not come.
Pandora is burning, alliances are breaking, and for the first time in the Avatar saga, the greatest threat isn't just humanity, it's the Na'vi themselves. Avatar: Fire and Ash takes everything James Cameron built across the first two films and twists it into something darker, angrier, and far more dangerous. From the rise of the brutal Ash People to Spider's shocking transformation and Quaritch's most complicated chapter yet, this ending changes the future of Pandora forever. Welcome back to your Nerdy Show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master, and today we're breaking down the full ending of Avatar: Fire and Ash, explaining what really happens, what it all means, and how this explosive finale sets the stage for the next Avatar war.
Your goddess has no dominion.
Grief, hatred, and the fracturing of the Sully family. The emotional foundation of Fire and Ash is grief, specifically the unresolved trauma left behind by Natayam's death. Jake and Neytiri may have physically found refuge among the Metkayina, but emotionally, their family is still broken. Neytiri's grief evolves into something far more volatile, an open hatred for humans and everything they represent. Unlike earlier films where humans were an external threat, Fire and Ash turns that hatred inward, especially towards Spider, who increasingly becomes a living symbol of humanity's contamination of Pandora. When the merchant ships arrive, it's clear that Pandora is no longer being invaded quietly. The industrial presence is aggressive, normalized, and expanding. Jake's decision to leave the Metkayina with Neytiri, Spider, and the children isn't just about safety. It's about refusing to let their hosts pay the price for a war that keeps following the Sullys wherever they go. That choice, however, leads them directly into something far worse than human exploitation.
Across the world, you need me.
The Ash People and Pandora's dark reflection. The introduction of the Mangquan clan, also known as the Ash People, completely flips the moral structure of the Avatar universe. For the first time, the Na'vi are not portrayed as a unified spiritual force resisting corruption. Instead, the Ash People embody what happens when Na'vi culture embraces brutality, domination, and technological power without restraint. Their ambush of the trading convoy is deliberately horrific. They don't just destroy the ships, they burn survivors alive, loot the wreckage, and revel in violence. This isn't resistance, it's sadism. Loic firing a machine gun at Ash fighters is a crucial moment because it visually blurs the line between Na'vi and human warfare. Pandora's innocence, if it ever existed, is officially gone. Spider's collapse due to asphyxiation seems like a moment designed purely for tension, but it becomes one of the most important turning points in the film. Kiri's instinctive connection to Eywa doesn't just save Spider, it changes him. When vines envelop his body and he suddenly gains the ability to breathe Pandora's air, the movie quietly introduces a terrifying idea. Pandora may no longer be exclusive to the Na'vi. Later revelations confirm this fear. The mycelium organism inside Spider's body isn't random, it's adaptive, intelligent, and potentially replicable. If humans can reverse engineer it, they won't need masks, avatars, or permission anymore. They'll be able to colonize Pandora as easily as Earth once was. Spider isn't just a bridge between species, he's a biological key that could doom Pandora forever.
Always say,
Sully stick together.
no, the other one.
Sully never quits.
That's right. Sully's never quit.
Quaritch and Jake's unholy alliance. Quaritch surviving yet again feels inevitable at this point, but Fire and Ash does something unexpected by forcing him and Jake into reluctant cooperation. Their shared goal, finding Spider, creates moments of uneasy partnership that expose how similar they actually are. Both are soldiers shaped by endless war. Both are fathers in their own twisted ways, and both are willing to cross moral lines to protect what they believe is theirs. Quaritch teaching Varang how to use a machine gun is one of the chilling scenes in the film. It's not just about arming the Ash People, it's about cultural corruption. Technology becomes a virus, spreading violence faster than Eywa can heal it. Quaritch's romantic relationship with Varang isn't redemption, it's escalation. He isn't turning Na'vi, he's turning them into weapons.
Whoa.
Spider's kidnapping and the RDA's ultimate goal. Spider's capture at the RDA base confirms humanity's endgame. They don't want peace, coexistence, or even dominance anymore. They want adaptation. Discovering Spider's growing tail and Na'vi-like biological traits terrifies and excites them in equal measure. Killing Spider would be pointless when he represents the future of human survival on Pandora. Jake surrendering himself to prevent war is classic Sully, but it also shows how exhausted he's become. He no longer believes that constant fighting will protect his family. Unfortunately, the RDA has no intention of honoring sacrifice. Jake is paraded as a trophy, while Spider becomes a shield, kept alive only because he's too valuable to lose. The Tulkun dilemma and moral paralysis. The Tulkun subplot delivers one of the film's most brutal commentaries on morality. Their pacifism, once portrayed as noble, becomes a liability in the face of extinction. Ian's rebellion against the RDA's hunting plans feels like the last flicker of human conscience, and his decision to free Jake isn't heroic, it's desperate. When Jake warns the Tulkun Council of the incoming massacre, their refusal to act highlights a painful truth. Moral purity doesn't stop bullets. It takes Payakan's testimony and Loak's defiance to finally force the Tulkun to reconsider. Survival, Fire and Ash argues, sometimes requires abandoning the ideals that once defined you. The return of Toruk Makto. Jake reuniting with Toruk is more than fan service. It's an admission of failure. He vowed never to become Toruk Makto again because it made him a symbol of war, but Pandora no longer has room for neutrality. The return of Toruk signals that the conflict has escalated beyond clans and into something approaching extinction-level warfare. By reclaiming the title, Jake becomes what he once tried to escape, a living weapon forged by Eywa itself. This moment also reframes leadership in the Avatar universe. Jake isn't chosen because he's pure. He's chosen because he's willing to do what others cannot. Eywa's true power and Kiri's sacrifice. Kiri's decision to reconnect with Eywa despite being told it could kill her is the spiritual climax of the film. Unlike previous movies where Eywa acted as a distant force, Fire and Ash reveals that Eywa is reactive, vulnerable, and evolving. Kiri's connection doesn't just summon animals, it unlocks Eywa's true form, confirming that Pandora is not just alive, but conscious in ways far beyond what anyone understood. This moment mirrors the first Avatar film, but with a darker tone. The wildlife fights, not because it must, but because extinction is now personal. Eywa isn't defending balance anymore, it's defending survival. Quaritch's fall and the illusion of redemption. The final confrontation between Jake and Quaritch strips away the spectacle and leaves only two broken men. Their hand-to-hand fight inside the magnetic field isn't about victory, it's about closure that neither of them can achieve. Spider shooting Quaritch, only to be saved by him moments later, perfectly captures their twisted bond. Quaritch jumping off the rock rather than being killed the same way as his human self is symbolic. He refuses to die as a victim, but he also refuses redemption. The movie deliberately leaves his fate ambiguous, reinforcing the idea that some wars never truly end, they just change shape. The ending and what it means for the future. The final scene where Spider connects to the underwater spirit trees and meets the fallen Na'vi is both hopeful and deeply unsettling. His initiation into the tribe confirms that Pandora has accepted him, but at what cost? Spider represents evolution, but also invasion. He is living proof that Pandora can be altered, and once something can change, it can be exploited. Avatar, Fire and Ash ends not with peace, but with transformation. Varang remains at large. The RDA is wounded, but far from defeated, and Quaritch's story is clearly unfinished. The Sullys may have survived this chapter, but Pandora itself is no longer the untouched world it once was. The real question the ending leaves us with isn't whether humanity will destroy Pandora, it's whether Pandora can survive becoming something new. And if Eywa is evolving, then the next war may not be between humans and Na'vi at all, but between what Pandora was and what it's becoming. our nerdy thoughts. And that's where Avatar, Fire and Ash leaves us. Pandora scarred, alliances shattered, and the line between human and Na'vi more blurred than ever before. The Sullys may have survived this chapter, but the war for Pandora's future is far from over, with Quaritch's fate unresolved, Varang still out there, and Eywa herself evolving in ways no one fully understands. If this ending proves anything, it's that the next chapter of Avatar won't be about invasion anymore. It'll be about transformation. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more Avatar breakdowns, and let me know in the comments what you think happens next on Pandora. Until then, this is your nerdy show. See you in the next one.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.